Hey everybody, good morning. A little bit of an earlier video for failed entrepreneur today. I just woke up and I'm going to do a more serious video. They're all serious on education and the coronavirus and the homeschooling stuff that's going on. So I am an educator by profession. I've been teaching for 10 years, and yesterday, I live in Arizona. My state finally canceled school for the rest of the school year. Not a surprise, anyone paying attention definitely saw this coming. Some people, I guess, were hoping for the best, but school is shut down, and we still got April and May to go. It is interesting, and it's been quite a transition. When this first started, if you would have asked me if it would have actually gone and shut school down, I would have said, hell no. But of course, as things have developed, I guess you need to. It's just too many kids, and kids have germs anyways, and school's a hotbed for stuff like that. And so it could be a super spreader, I guess. So I get it. But man, I made a video a couple days ago during my comeback on grocery stores and how surprisingly vital they are to our society and way of life and infrastructure, just because that's how we provide food to people so they don't starve, right? We can't go hunting if we live in the city. I guess you could, pigeons or whatever. Um, but schools also are like incredibly vital because, in not to demean the profession, but in a way, I mean, we're kind of like babysitters, public babysitting for parents so they can actually go to work and do their jobs and make an income and keep a roof over their head and keep the economy going. But you take out free babysitting, and it's very difficult then for parents to do that. Now, right now, a lot of people are staying at home anyways, but that puts a bind on people for sure. And I feel bad for those parents, especially for a lot of kids who now have to scramble and find some kind of way to babysit, because babysitting or just daycare in general is hella expensive. So I'm also a single parent, and it was costing me about $400 a month to put my daughter just in aftercare, right? Not it's not. I mean, she goes to school; she's in second grade, but just to drop her off 30 minutes early in the morning and to drop her, pick her up maybe like an hour late after school. That's about $400 a month. And let me tell you, being a failed entrepreneur, I don't got a lot of money. So that was a huge part of my paycheck was just going to this. So in a weird way, staying at home now and eliminating the aftercare by doing the homeschool is actually putting me up. I'm in the black now for once, which is great for me. But so she's doing homeschool here. I'm trying to transition, and just so you know, the teachers don't like this. It is new for us as it is for the kids. But teachers are used to doing what we're told. We're used to sacrificing. We're used to getting the short end of the stick. So to really quickly, and teachers are very, very flexible, right? You have to be to be in that classroom and just survive. Like nothing goes as planned. You're constantly changing things on the fly. So we are well equipped to handle with this challenge. Don't grumble too much, and just we kind of have a developed a mentality of bend over and deal with it. So, been working to transition into, like I said, remote learning is what they're calling it now, because I guess homeschool is too. That's not homeschool. Homeschool is when like the parent teaches, and we still want to make sure we have our jobs. We want to make sure that we're still needed. So yeah, we are working hard to develop lessons that kids can do remotely, and luckily, because of technology, the way it is with videos and online conferencing, and there's so many educational websites out there, you can actually get quite a lot done on the internet when you're kind of forced to, right? So for my school, I teach high school history, and so the kids, and online learning is already a growing thing in high schools already. A lot of kids who maybe struggle in high school or they work weird hours. Online learning is an option to them. They've had for quite a while now. Now every school is doing online learning, so it's definitely possible. And so, if you've ever taken like an online college course before, right? It's almost exactly like that. Is what basically all grades are doing. So, we got little message chat boards set up and ways to try to still get interaction so the kids can ask questions to teachers and to each other. A big thing my school is doing is trying to, and I think a lot of schools are, to get through this, is promote like the social aspect of school. And I mean, kids, they talk on phones now anyway, so it's really not, again, that much of a loss. The face-to-face interaction, which they struggle with already, is definitely taking a ding. But having like online spirit weeks and little photo challenges, post your workspace or pet day or something like that, to kind of keep the kids involved, because the challenge is going to be really for 2 months. Can they keep this up for 2 months and stick with things? Because at least at school, being a teacher, I can pretty much cajole a student into working and getting things done, even if they don't want to, which they never do. But at home, it's up to the student, it's up to the parent to make sure they follow through, and that will be seen. Now we'll see how that works out. I have some fears or reservations on how many kids will stick with this, but that's the job now. Basically, is to encourage and promote and help in any way, because a lot of these online learning programs kind of do the instruction for you. They'll have art. It's an online textbook, so you get articles to read on certain subjects, and there's video embedded and full color pictures and little like quizzes that they can take afterwards. A fear is cheating, because there's just kids are at home and on the internet already. So at least at school, I can monitor their Chromebooks, is what we use, to make sure they're not on other websites. But text each other answers or search something up is going to be detrimental, I think, and it's going to happen. But something just to be on the lookout for. Even my daughter, who, like I said, is second grade, that's basically how her classes are being set up. So to give you a different point of view, her school's doing a really good job with getting the online message boards for them. So the kids, she's only second grade, so she doesn't type huge essays or articles, but hey, how are you doing? I got a question. I finished this. I did this. They had their first video chat yesterday, and that was kind of fun to see, because she was able to see all of her friends again after like 2 weeks. And I think the teacher had planned some kind of lesson, but that went away as soon as everyone got online, because the kids are all just chatting with each other, showing each other their stuffed animals and I miss you. And one kid had a birthday, I guess, so they all sang him birthday on the computer. It's kind of cute to see. And that's good, because, when you're younger, that's a big part of school, is just playing and meeting and social connections and stuff like that. So it was good to see. But she still has, math. It's a lot of game-based things for her. But anyway, they're still getting it done. But it's apparent. It's a lot. It's a lot of the parents to follow through, to answer the questions, to hold the kids accountable, to make sure she still does it when she doesn't want to. But I'm a teacher, so that's what I'm used to. But this is quite a change, and I wonder, when this is all said and done. So school is canceled this year. Next year, how we go. This will, I hope, be all done by next school year. We go back to normal. But what's to say it doesn't happen again? I promise you that a lot of schools were kind of caught by surprise with this, but they'll definitely be developing a lot more stringent, researched, organized pandemic plans. So if this ever has to happen again, they're used to it. You might see a lot of students actually end up liking this homeschool option. So I think homeschools or online schools are going to get a big boost from this no matter what, because a lot of kids are just going to want to stay this way. Sorry, my warning wake up alarm. And like I said, schools in general are going to have to probably plan for this a lot more going forward. And I don't know. We'll see. Maybe throw some questions on the validity of schools and do we really need school? Maybe schools are changing before our eyes, and a lot of stuff ends up going remote. I've always said it's probably going to happen that way sooner or later, just because of automation and technology and the way things are going. You put one teacher in front of a computer and do a lot of online classes, and if you're just monitoring that, one teacher could teach 200 kids probably. You're just checking assignments off and making sure things are turned in on time and answering emails. The computer, the websites do all the instruction. I'm not saying that's better. I'm just saying that I wouldn't be surprised if more schools go that way. But again, you lose the babysitting aspect. So I don't think it's going to happen entirely. But again, people are adaptable. And when you put them in difficult situations, you will be surprised how quickly people become accustomed to hardships or to setbacks, and that becomes normalized. So we will see. One last thing, speaking of the schools, a lot of people have brought up schools provide meals as well, right? Not just free babysitting, it's free food for these kids. And so a lot of schools have been really, really kind of unsung heroes in all this, and staying open with bare bones staff, still provide meals for kids so they can do drive up school food, right? School food's not great, but I mean, some families need it, especially at my school. And so they're, kids driving up with their families to get food. Hell, my school is even feeding people whose kids don't go to our school. I think they're even feeding people who don't go to our school because times are tough right now, and we need to all chip in and help each other out as best we can. And so you need food here. It's a school lunch. It's not the greatest, but we order so many a day, and so here, take some food. So, which is good to see, and really pulling together to try and help out our communities during this crisis. A lot of schools are doing that. A lot of schools are handing out technology too. It's not doing anything sitting in the classroom collecting dust. So a lot of schools are checking out their computers to families that don't have them, because you've got to have a computer to do your remote learning. And I think my school, it's a smaller school, but we've given out like 200 plus in just like 2 days. And a lot of schools are doing that as well. With the internet, that's a little tricky. I know a lot of internet companies are providing cheap, low-cost internet for families affected by this. One of my schools before had partnered up with T-Mobile, and we were providing free mobile hotspots. So basically, the kids could check that out from T-Mobile, basically, and they would get free internet at home for families that didn't have that. So the kids could do their work at home and get caught up, but also, mom and dad can use it, I guess, at home because they couldn't afford it, because it's expensive. Internet's pricey, man. And so that's a cool thing that a lot of schools are doing right now too. And like I said, just trying to be there for the kids, trying to make sure they're getting education. And like I said, for teachers, this is business as usual, just meeting, dealing with setbacks. But the kids is what's important. And like I said, they do have an opportunity. It won't be the same education. It won't be as personalized. You're going to lose some things. But it's nice. My daughter likes it. She gets to sleep in. She gets to wear whatever kind of comfy clothes she wants all day. It's a little bit less work. She gets finished a lot quicker because it's so much of the extra stuff is cut out, like walking to class and lunch and recess and transitions. Oh my gosh, trying to get the direction of like 30 kids to go from one subject or assignment to another takes time. Putting backpacks away, sharpening pencils. So it is a little bit less work, so she likes that. And I just, as a parent, trying to make sure she still gets the education she needs to be ready for next year, third grade, and not fall behind and stuff like that. So it's a challenge, but teachers are, like I said, well equipped, and hopefully This won't last too long. We can get through this. Luckily, it's only at the end of the school year. Had this happened in August and October, September, that would have been really dicey. But it's not too much trouble just to wait out the rest of the school year, play it out, and then readjust and do things for next year. Do I have a job next year? I hope. I'm not too worried about that. But I don't know. The job and unemployment's a whole nother video. But schools are doing their job. They're doing their best. Be patient if you're a parent. We know it's tough on you. Trust me, we're with your kids every day, and hang in there. And like I said, the schools are there to try and help you as best we can. And the kids, kids will be kids. They're also adaptable and they're tough. They'll get through this. And some of them might even think this is a bonus. My daughter she keeps saying she's on extended summer vacation, so you can tell where her mind is at, right? Okay, I gotta go. I got things to do. I know you do too. And a little bit more mellow video today. But thanks for watching. If you made it this far, and I'll catch you later. Failed entrepreneur.